Good evening all, and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. It's Sunday night, which means it's trad beer night, and the beer we're going for tonight is, well, you've seen it on the thumbnail. This one is from Titanic. It is their Cherry Porter Grand Reserve, and as you can see from the lineup that's sitting on my desk, it's one of the four that I picked up from Titanic last weekend. Namely, you've got the Plum Porter Grand Reserve, the Plum Porter Grand Reserve Port Infused, obviously this one, and the Cherry Porter Grand Reserve Amaretto Infused, which I may or may not have inspired, I don't know, but I certainly, after Cherry Porter was released earlier this year, last year, I forget exactly when, the video will be up there somewhere, I decided that I would create my own Amaretto Infused, and I did the video and put it out there, and the boys and girls at Titanic saw it, and maybe they ran with the idea, maybe they already had the idea, I don't know, but I will be testing that one against my own homebrewed version another day. Anyway, this one, the Cherry Porter Grand Reserve, it says that it is inspired by our multi-award winning Plum Porter. This Grand Reserve as a darker, stronger version of our Cherry Porter, matured in our conditioning tanks for 21 days. And what do we mean by that? Well, Cherry Porter is 4.9%. This one is 6.5. It's a 330ml bottle. And it says it is the connoisseur's version of Cherry Porter. Expect the same fruity, sweet tones with a stronger, more intense, matured taste. One to savour. To look at is deep red. The aromas are dried fruit, and the taste is said to be rich, smooth, and cherry. So, your bitterness scale is 1.5 out of 5, and your sweetness is 3.5 out of 5. And this bottle is 2.5 units. So, without further ado, let's get this out into a glass and see what we think. So, we are pouring into my Titanic goblet, naturally. The pour is dark. Let's go with about that much. Poured heavy for the head. So we have a dark red mahogany with some nice red tones coming through. Nice tan head. That should beer up close in a glass. Dark as you like on camera. Hold it up to the light is where I see the red. Looks great. Let's have a whiff. Fruity, sweet, slightly boozy, understandably so. The malt notes are coming through, and they're really quite rich. I'm getting, excuse me, getting over a cold, and the wife has got the Rona. So yeah, I'm a bit congested, but I'm getting beautiful cherry, marzipan vibes. It's just wonderful. It smells indulgent. It smells rich. It smells exactly what I want right now. A nice, dark, comforting beer. So, looks good. Smells good. See what it tastes like. Cheers. Yeah. There is a boozy hit, but it's not overpowering. It's not in your face. It is just, as Nigel Tufnell once said, it's like turning it all the way up to 11. And it's Cherry Porter turned up to 11. There's no two ways around it. The cherry, it's kind of that frangipan, marzipan-y, all-round cherry Bakewell vibe going on. The malts that sit behind it are intense. They're dark, they're rich, they're mature, as it says. They are just more intense, more... It's just more. It is just more. It's silky smooth in the mouth, medium to medium heavy. And an important thing here, I'm serving this just under room temperature because I like my darker beers to be warmer, just to allow those flavours to really pop. And I'm glad I did, because if it was cold, it would probably mute it a bit too much. That is, simply put, delicious. Yeah, it's a more intense, mature, slightly more bitter version of cherry porter, and obviously a little bit stronger as well. So, before I go to my scoreboard of joy, we shall go to the rather sparse scoreboard of joy from Untapped, which says there have been, and I quote, 4 check-ins was an average of 4.5. Now, I had to do the calculation of the average myself, because Untapped still had it at 0, but there was some check-ins at 4, a check-in at 4.5, or two at 4.5, 1 at 5, and yeah, there we are. It's as close as I can get with the average on there. So my scoreboard of joy for the Cherry Porter Grand Reserve is currently void of everything, so we're going to judge it on the looks, the aroma, the body, the taste, and the finish as always. And we shall start by topping the beer off. So, remember, it's dark with a lovely, lovely tan head. It looks like a glass full of perfection, and that's exactly what it is. Visually, it's appealing. It's got that beautiful ruby red tint that you have to hold it up to a light to appreciate, otherwise it just looks jet black in the glass. It looks like a good stout, really, doesn't it? But the truth is revealed by the light, and it's glorious. Deep ruby, beautiful tan head. Lovely. It's having a point. The aroma is fruity, but it's more intense. It's darker, it's deeper, it's richer. It's like taking, and I'm going to try and put it in a term that I can understand and that may relate to others. It's like taking I don't know, let's put it in guitar terms, because I have guitars hanging behind my head. It's like taking a regular Telecaster, well, it's not a regular one, that's Graham Coxon's signature. It's like taking one of those and throwing it through the custom shop and just making everything better. It's like taking a Mercedes and then sending it to AMG, or a BMW and sending it to the M division. You know what I'm saying. It's taking everything up and just making it more sophisticated. It's like taking a Merc and sending it to Maybach. That's a better way of putting it. Yeah, and that's exactly what it's getting. It's getting a full point for that. The body, medium to medium heavy, silky smooth in the mouth. The carbonation is just... I didn't describe the carbonation. Yeah, it's lovely. It's slightly velvety is the way to describe the carbonation. And the mouthfeel is full-bodied, and it's delicious. So yeah, the body's having a point. And the taste. If you haven't tried cherry porter of any description, you really do need to, because it's wonderful. It's like having an alcoholic liquid cherry bakewell with some really deep malt behind it. It's superb, and this is just all of that more sophisticated. That's the best way to describe it. So it's having a point. And the finish on this, I want it to be malty, I want it to be rich, I want it to be indulgent, and it is all of those things, with just that little hint of cherry marzipan in the background, just to put the icing on the cake. It's having a point. So Cherry Porter Grand Reserve does have a full 5 out of 5. So we go to the bonus points. Would I buy this one again? Yeah, I would. I absolutely would, because I love everything about it. I was born and raised on a diet of darker beers, and this one just ticks all the boxes. It's got that intensity, it's got the richness, it's got that warming, comforting thing that you want on a cold October night. And yeah, it does it all very well. Value for money. I'm going to come back to that because I can't remember what I paid for it. In fact, we will live. I say live, but it's being recorded and uploaded. We're going to go to the Titanic website. I may edit this bit out. I may not. Titanic. Cherry Porter Grand Reserve. There we go. Grand Reserve case. Oh, a case is $34.95, and you get 12 in the case. So £34.95 divided by 12. £2.92 a bottle. Okay, that's rounding up. That's crazy value for money. I know I paid a little bit more than that. I'm going to be honest, because I only bought a single. In fact, I bought the set, which was, I think, about 30 quid. Either way, it's good value for money, especially if you buy the case. Let's judge it on that, shall we? Full bonus point. Does it have the full bonus? Is it worthy? Does it tick all my boxes for a dark beer? Yes, it does. It's rich, it's warming, it's flavoursome, it's brilliant value, especially if you buy the case. And yeah, it's deserving. It is deserving. So the Cherry Porter Grand Reserve has got all the points today. So yeah, absolutely stonking beer, as is everything that Titanic do, to be fair. They've never set me wrong yet. Can't imagine they would, to be fair. But yeah, if you like your dark beers, if you like them a little bit different, if you love a cherry bakewell and wished you could have it in a liquid form, then that's the beer for you. Speaking of which, that's been the beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish, and I will see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.